Hey everybody, Andy Ryder here with Project Lab. Today we're going to convert an old desk into a miter saw station. A miter saw is a great tool for quickly making straight and angled cuts in long boards. A miter saw station offers a dedicated space to support the ends of those boards while you cut for safety and efficiency. There are a lot of great plans out there for building your own miter saw station from the ground up, but these types of projects can potentially take up hours of your time and hundreds of your dollars to build them. Again, those are great, but for some of us it's going to be a little while before we ever get the chance to build one. That's where the old desk comes in. You save a bunch of time because the thing is pre-built, including storage. They can look pretty cool, and you often can get them for free. Looking at Craigslist in my area right now, I see at least 3 good options, so who knows what I could find if I set up an if this then that alert and was a little pickier instead. So let's get started. First, I'll cut up some cardboard for a cover and connect the corners with tape. This will protect the top of the desk in case I decide to refinish it later. Then I'll drop a solid core door onto the desk. Next, I'll build a 2x4 frame for the bottom of the desk using the miter saw. Note the lack of offcut support from either side of the board here. This is exactly why I want to build this station. Now we'll screw the 2x4s together using butt joints. I'll pre-drill the holes to make room for the screws and then use an impact driver to screw them in. There's a reason why these 2x4s are sitting around unused in my workshop, turns out. It's because they're all warped. Next, we need to attach the casters. I want to leave enough room so that they can swivel around 360 degrees and not hit that front leg. So I'm screwing in a chunk of 2x4 as kind of a platform to make enough room to attach the caster with screws and washers. With the frame complete, I can slide it under the desk. As you can see, the solid core door got in the way on the top, so I had to take that off. This would be a lot easier with 2 people, but sometimes that's not an option. Now it's time to attach the door to the top of the desk. So I'm going to mark the center of the door. And then I'll line it up with the lock on the front drawer of the desk. I did check and make sure that the lock was actually the center of the desk. I'm going to use some 2x4 chunks to build custom clamps to hold the door onto the desktop from underneath. This way I don't have to screw into the desktop and damage it. I'll cut out a notch on the bandsaw. And I'll countersink and pre-drill some holes for the screws with the drill press. And then I can shove my screws into those pre-drilled holes, put the clamp where I want to screw it in, and I'll hammer the screws to make a mark on the door. Now I know exactly where I need to pre-drill my holes for the screws. Then I'll screw in the screws and the clamp is complete. Then I'll just screw a piece of plywood onto both sides of the frame to make sure it can't slip out from underneath the desk. Now I'm going to take this 1/8 inch piece of hardboard, which I had cut to the right dimensions at Home Depot, and I'm going to hot glue it down. This kind of worked. A better solution would be carpet tape. I wanted to avoid using that stuff because it's a mess to cut up, but the hot glue just didn't end up holding that well along the edges, so I wouldn't really recommend it for this. The hardboard overhangs the door just a little bit, so I'll put a flush trim bit on my router. There's a bearing on the bit that will follow the edge of the door, and then the blade will cut off the excess hardboard that was hanging off. So now the hardboard exactly matches the door. And then I cleaned up the edge of that cut with a little hand plane. Now it's time to build the actual outfeed supports and attach the saw to the desk. First I have to figure out where to put this saw. It needs enough room under the handle so I can still comfortably adjust the angle adjustment on the front. And in my case, my miter saw isn't one of those huge ones, the sliders, so I have enough room on the desktop to keep the saw from sticking out past the desk where I could bump into it. So that's kind of my logic for figuring out where to put the saw here. This is one task that intimidated me about this whole project. I just wasn't sure where to mount the saw, but after working through it in real life, it was very obvious where everything should go. I'm just using an adjustable carpenter square along every step of the way here to make sure everything is consistent from side to side and front to back. I'll use screws to hold down the saw for now, and then I'll screw down the rest of the base piece as well. Now we'll cut two pieces for the top of the platforms. I'm using my ancestors' old anvil as a stop block to make sure that both pieces are the same size. And then with that top piece stacked on top of the base piece, I can use the carpenter square again and see exactly how tall I need my vertical support pieces to be. I wouldn't sweat getting this exactly right because there's already a difference in height between the center platform and the side platform of the saw, on my saw at least. These support platforms should probably be a hair lower than the saw, if anything. Next, I'll drill pocket holes into these support pieces and screw them down. I'm using pocket hole screws here because I can't use butt joints without removing that base piece at this point. As you can see here, I had a corner chip out. That's because I was using really cheap plywood. It was actually leftover underlayment from a flooring project. So that's what you can expect to happen if you use the cheap stuff here like me. My door isn't quite as deep as the desktop, so I'll have to fill in that gap at the back. I'll just roughly cut a board to the right size, screw it on, and then trim it flush with a block plane. The cardboard cover actually hangs a little bit lower than the desktop, and that gets in the way of these sliding shelves in the middle desk drawer on the front. I tried trimming it with a utility knife. That wasn't going great, so I just pulled out the flush trim bit with the router again, and that worked much better. I smoothed the cardboard out with some sandpaper afterward. Then I'll cut my trim pieces to rough size. I'm using 1x4 pine here. And then I'll start cutting the angles for the corners. I use those sliding shelves on the front to hold the trim up with just a little bit of a shim underneath to make sure that there is enough clearance for the drawer and the shelves. And then I tack the trim in place with a nail gun and follow that up with screws. With the trim in place, I used a bigger flush trim bit to flatten the top of the trim to the surface of the hardboard. This didn't work all that well. I should have just used my plane again, especially because the flush trim bit didn't have enough room to cut around the edges of the outfeed platform. So I had to finish it up with a hand plane anyway. I rounded over the corners with the hand plane too. Now I'll use some scraps to build a shelf underneath the desk where your legs would normally go. And on that, I put my shop vac for dust collection. My setup features a very simple cyclone bucket that keeps most of the dust out of the vacuum so you don't have to clean the filter all the time. This is DIY Matt's design, which I would highly recommend. It works great and it's easy to build. I'll have a link to it below. And now we'll screw some plywood pieces down against the back of the saw so we can use these as a reference anytime we pull the saw out in the future and get the saw back in exactly the same spot on the station. Then I'll pre-drill and drive in some hanger bolts in the front. This is basically a bolt with two different thread types on either end. You've got a coarse lag bolt on one end for driving into wood and a fine machine thread on the other end for screwing down fasteners. In this case, I'll use wing nuts so I can easily remove the saw later. And that's it. The old desk miter saw station is complete. I really dragged my feet on building something like this, because I just thought I should be trying to whittle down my to-do list, which is huge. But I finally bit the bullet, finished this up, and it is just awesome to be able to slap a board on there and not have to worry about how am I going to support the ends of this. Whatever project you choose, whether it's the much nicer J. Bates design or this really cheap one, I think a project like this can pay off very quickly down the line because your other to-dos will become easier to check off. I'm gonna probably do some things like add some drawers in those gaps underneath the supports, and I might add some T-track along the top of the supports to make some quick stops instead of pulling out my anvil again. But for now, it's done and it's functional. So as usual, I hope you like this video, and if you want to see more, then please consider subscribing. And if you have any thoughts or suggestions, including on other things I could do differently or ways to improve this, then leave them in the comments down below on YouTube. I try to respond to everybody who stops by. Thanks for watching.